Hey everyone. So today is November the 16th, year 2016. And I just wanted to let you know that I got an idea recently on how to write my tell-all story, me growing up as one of Jehovah's Witness. So if you didn't know that I've been having writer's block for many years, just not knowing how to write my story. You know, of course, I'm inexperienced. I never went to English school. I'm not a Stephen King. I'm not Daniel Steele. I don't know how to write professional like writers do. But I've been thinking a lot lately of this idea when I'm driving to Seattle each day or each week, or when I'm driving from Seattle back to Spokane. And I finally, last night, I stayed up till like 4:30 in the morning. Of course, I was off last night. And I started writing my story of the idea that I've been thinking about a lot lately. So I want to give you a little idea what my idea is, and then I'm going to let you read a little part of the beginning of my story that I wrote on my laptop computer. So now, here's my idea. Bear with me. So, as you all know, that I was born and raised as one of Jehovah's Witness for nearly 28 years of my life. And throughout my life, growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, I had a lot of temptations, sins, what they like to call it. And I'm not talking about temptations like I want to commit murder, death, kill, or I want to rape someone. I'm talking about temptations of watching R-rated movies, which goes against the Watchtowers organization. Smoking a cigarette goes against the Watchtowers organization. Or better yet, temptations of wanting to have sex before marriage. Now, I want to ask you this question. Do you think when you have any temptations, in any religion for that matter, if you did these sins, do you think you wanted to right away go tell your Jehovah's Witness parents, or you tell your parents that, Mommy, Daddy, I just want to let you know, I just rented an R-rated movie from Blockbuster, which I used to do a lot back in Phoenix, Arizona. Of course, I didn't want to tell my parents when I would rent an R-rated movie. Of course, again, do you think I wanted to then also go to my body of elders each and every time I would rent or watch an R-rated movie? Or the day I turned 18 back in July the 20th, 1995, and I bought my very first pack of cigarettes and I smoked my very first cigarette, which I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't like it. But still, did I want to go tell my parents or the body of elders what I was doing this? Even when I was having sex before marriage throughout my teens and 20s, did I want to each time go tell my parents that I had sex before marriage, or tell the body of elders that I did these things? Of course not. But what did you want to do? You guessed it. You wanted to approach Jehovah for your forgiveness. That's what I did. Each time I would go be a Blockbuster renting an R-rated movie, go home, watch it. It might have had nudity, it might have had foul language with the F word in it, or it had a lot of violence. The moment I would finish watching that movie, I would go to Jehovah. Oh, Jehovah, please forgive me. I can't believe that I just watched an R-rated movie. Oh, dear Jehovah, I can't believe that I just turned 18 years of age yesterday, and I bought a pack of cigarettes, and I tried to smoke a cigarette. Oh, dear Jehovah, I just had sex before marriage yesterday. Please forgive me. We all go to God for forgiveness. Now, you might be asking, but what does this have to do with your idea on writing your story? Well, let me tell you. So, the story that I started writing last night, and I stayed up till 4 in the morning, my idea is going to be very different than any other writer. Again, I'm not a Stephen King. I'm not Daniel Steele. I'm not an author. I'm not a professional writer. But here's my idea. So, I'm kind of trying to think how I could word this properly. So, how I'm going to tell my story from the very beginning to the very end. I'm going to make it sound like I am personally writing a diary to Jehovah. Now, think about what I was talking about moments ago. We all go to God for our forgiveness, no matter if it's small or big. Smoked a cigarette, watched an R-rated movie, committed fornication before sex. Maybe even you're having homosexual tendencies and you committed a homosexual act. You go to God for your forgiveness, that is normal. That's how I was when I was growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. So, without any further ado, I'm going to read you what I wrote last night, and you'll have a little taste and you'll understand a little more about how I'm going to write my story. So, and remember this, I'm going to make this like I am going to be giving my personal life to Jehovah, him personally. Here we go. June the 16th, 1985. My family and I just got home from our annual district assembly, as we had the greatest time serving Jehovah. There was a brother from Bethel that gave me a good idea. He was telling everyone that more than 25 years ago, before he got baptized, that he decided to write a journal to Jehovah. It sounded strange when he started talking about it, but after he informed all of us that he went through many trials and tribulations throughout his life, but that he stayed loyal to Jehovah. It helped him staying strong in the truth. So you know what? ... I think I'm gonna do the same and jot down my life before, during, and after I get baptized, and me growing up in the truth. And when I start going through my trials and tribulations like that brother, then I'm gonna write my journal or my diary to Jehovah, because I know that he'll protect me. And I also know that I will never leave Jehovah's organization. Now, I'm going to read a little bit more, and then I want you to think about what I just read to. December the 19th, 1985, Friday. Well, Jehovah, I just overheard my mom talking to my Aunt Kathy that my two oldest cousins, Laura and Jeff, are coming down to our house tomorrow for our 2-week winter break. Of course, Jehovah, we as Jehovah's Witnesses, that we don't celebrate holidays, including Christmas. So we are encouraged not to use Christmas break, but to rather winter break. But anyway, Jehovah, I'm real excited as my cousin has come to our house many times in the past. I remember back in 1981 when my mom was pregnant with my little brother, as we were living in Mesa, Arizona. As they came over, as I remember that MTV was developed, as Laura was obsessed on watching all the music videos. And I remember that Jeff used to climb on the roof of our house, jumping into our above ground pool. Jeff was so crazy. Anyway, Jehovah, thanks for loving me. So I'm not going to continue on reading my little story that I started writing yesterday, but I wanted to give you a little taste on how I want to do this. Because I'm going to go through my story growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. And whenever I would get these temptations, and it's not even all about the whole story, all about my temptations and my sins, but there's going to be a lot of good stories. But each time when I would have these feelings, or if I did something that I knew it would goes against the Watchtowers organization, that I would just not go to my mom and dad, not go to the body of elders in my congregation, but I would personally go to Jehovah. There's a lot of ideas that I'm gonna have. So I hope you enjoy my thinking, and I think it's gonna be kind of fun. And I know it's gonna be one of those, people are gonna love to hear the story when it gets all done, and then other people are looking like, I've never been a Jehovah's Witness, but I still read Victor's story, and it was very interesting because he pretty much told like he was writing to Jehovah throughout his whole life. So I hope that I made sense when telling this idea that I'm proposing. Okay, thanks, and have a good day.